Who knows what we're talking about know that this is the best, most important attack in the game. That's the best move in the game. Crucible, hello. Kazuya 2 OP. Yeah, he's way too strong. Do you know why? He has a jab. Why can't he jab? Seriously, can we nerf Kazuya? Why does he have a jab? Oh, Medusa, you said the exact same. Oh, good shit, buddy. I think it's true, yeah. Have you touched the Tekken 8 crack? No. I'm never going to play a cracked version of Tekken 8. No. Jab underrated. Well, I think anyone who knows what we're talking about know that this is the best, most important attack in the game. That's the best move in the game. Second best attack, I would say, is this. And that's where Kazuya's problems start. A lot of people don't get Kazuya at all. They think he's like, yeah, you know, like S tier. But they don't understand that so many of the core mechanics of what makes a character really strong in this game, he doesn't have them. This is the most important attack in the game. And Kazuya has notoriously poor reach. Really bad. Like, Heihachi has like twice the reach. And Devil Jin certainly, you know, has more reach than Kazuya's. So people don't get that. They don't understand how big that is. And then the second most important attack in the game, Kazuya doesn't have a down forward 1 13 frame check. His is 15 frames. And again, we can turn on the frame data. And we see that it's -7 on block. And then we can say, but you know what? He checks with a tsunami instead, right? He checks with down forward 4, which is 13 frames. Which is -9 on block. And it's insanely easy to step. So are both of these options. But people don't get that. The two most important attacks in this game, he kind of fails at them. Instead, he'll come at you with an electric. He'll try and make you not step him, because if you step to the left, Kazuya doesn't work anymore. This is where Nii tries to stress all the time, but Kazuya is one of the most deeply flawed characters in this game, if you play at the highest level of play. And this is, any Kazuya player knows this. If you're strong with the character, and you've played a lot against really strong opponents, it's so brain dead playing against Kazuya, because this is all you do. This. If I just do this step, I negate pretty much Kazuya's entire move list. It's so easy. To the point of, if you see my Kazuya mirror match against Nii, you know, arguably the best player in the world, he's only after Arslan Ash. But when it comes to Mishima knowledge, that guy smoked every Mishima player in Tekken 5 DR. Like, his anti-Mishima is absurd, Nii. But even in a Kazuya mirror match, if you watch that set, you'll see me. Notice, okay, this is Nii's timing, Nii's coming in. I step him and electric launch him. It's like, I can do that against someone like Nii. It's just the entire, and he's trying to explain this about Tekken 8 Kazuya, you know, how everyone thinks, well, if you're at a certain level of play. I don't want to sound, you know, too arrogant here, but maybe if you're a beginner intermediate, you see Kazuya's big string in Tekken 8 and you think he's busted. But Nii is correct in that with a strong sidestep, Kazuya's not going to work in Tekken 8 either. They didn't change his homing capability. The entire character loses to this. That's not going to change in Tekken 8. But what I think is going to be the thing he has going for him is that, I've stressed this in another video, it's going to be a little bit like the Tag 2 situation again, where, okay, I have a best launcher in the game, right? And then it stands out even more in Tekken 8 due to Magic Force and every other really threatening fast launcher. They've been nerfed. They've been made more unsafe. And this one also chips on block, right? So we have a huge sidestep into the best launcher in the game, into a triple bound combo. That's what Kazuya is going for him. But at the same time, the opponent is going to be able to do the exact same thing to him, and much easier due to the lack of tracking on Kazuya. Yeah. But yeah, no, Kazuya is a deeply flawed character. He has a lot of strong attacks. Electric is super good. Forward 3 is super good. And again, I find it so comical and cute how everyone's, you know... It's so funny in a way how everyone looks at that string in Tekken 8 and they're like, oh my god, look how broken it is. And you just fail to see that this move is better. And that he's always had this attack. Isn't that comical? I don't know, I find that really funny. You see that string and you're like, my god, how broken is this new attack? And you just seem to forget about this. This move does more damage than that string. More damage. And it's -3 on block. It's -3 on... It's basically neutral. I can easily step after this. I'm only -3. I can do whatever I want. There's a mind game after that is blocked. But if it hits, it's 100 damage. This move is much better than that string, but I get it. The string looks so dramatic. You see pa 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 pa, and a lot of health is removed, and you don't understand that it's launch punishable, or Kazuya ends at 3 hits, right? Here, granted I can't show you that string. This is not Tekken 8. But you end at 3 hits, and you're like, but it's hit confirmable. Yeah, but now Kazuya's -12. So it's, I think it's funny how that works, and how we go with our gut reactions and gut feelings on everything. And something looks very dramatic. And it's funny because the character is so flawed. And suddenly in Tekken 8, we're trying to fix a few holes. We're trying to make this viable and give him other strings that are viable. And everyone immediately sees it as a problem. It's almost like, well, should Kazuya remain like super flawed and bare bones? He's still very flawed in Tekken 8. That step is going to kill him, I think. He's still very flawed. But the idea of Kazuya having viable strings, that's a problem. Whereas every other character has viable strings. And, you know, Lucky Chloe, Kali Roll, out-damages Kazuya's new Tekken 8 string. And is safe on block. Do we have to mention Marduk or Ganryu or Julia? I don't know. It's a little... I can't help but get the feeling that people get extra upset when Kazuya has something compared to other characters. Maybe it's because Kazuya is so popular. He is top 2 pick rates. And he was even top 2 pick rates in the CNT. I should talk a little bit about that today. But yeah, I find that amusing. And it's funny also because, let's see, Kazuya... I want to discuss this as well, and it's entirely accurate. It's entirely accurate. You see this? If you saw this for the first time in Tekken 8, you would think it's completely busted. You would be screaming for nerfs. I swear to God, this is correct. You would scream for Harada and the Tekken studio to nerf this. If Paul was a new character coming in with this, this is a 15 frame attack. If I do it properly. 15 frames. And it does what? Over a third of your health bar. On counter it. And on block, it's launch punishable at -17, but huge pushback. You would think this is broken. And a lot of people still think this is busted. Like, if you play in, like, say, beginner, intermediate, you think this is Paul. Either I run in with this. You see, I try and fake you out. I do a sway in. I do Death Fist. But from that sway, I can also demo man you. And you might think this is broken. Because you can't punish Death Fist. It's so fast, right? It's hard to react to. And it is launch punishable, but with pushback. So you really need to know what you're doing, punishment-wise. But just because something looks like really dramatic. It looks really dramatic. It doesn't mean it's busted or broken. Because there are ways around it. And it's the same for Kazuya's new string in Tekken 8. No one is going to be able to spam that string in high-level play. No one is going to be able to spam that string. No one could spam it against me. And I couldn't spam it against a strong player. And now you'll say, but dude, that string is going to destroy green ranks. Beginners, they're going to get melted. People will just spam that string. That's true. That's gonna happen. But, I don't know, is Tekken full of that stuff? Has Tekken always been full of that stuff? Yeah, it has. That's Tekken. Welcome to Tekken.